Welcome back to the channel. This garage isn't my garage, but so we've been busy lately and we didn't know if we were gonna make this video or not. Didn't want to make the video until we were 100% sure we were going, but I do think we are going to make Rocky Mountain Race Week. So Brady has been working hard trying to get the Camaro ready. So the Camaro's running, everyone's hard at work. I'm just kind of filming, so ignore the noise. We got a trailer, we got a car, and we're trying to go to Rocky Mountain Race Week. It is like take 3 in a hot garage when we're out of time. But so let me start with this story again. Long story short, 6 or 8 weeks ago, Brady decided that he was gonna start getting this car ready for Rocky Mountain Race Week. He paid for Rocky Mountain Race Week a long time ago. You know, signups went up early this year. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, sold out in 5 minutes though.
Yeah, super popular. So he just signed up. Car didn't even know if the car was going to be running. But like, I'm going to sign up. So then I kept reminding him, like week by week, like, hey, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. You know, 90 days left till Rocky Mountain Race Week. He finishes up all his other projects, and then he starts working on the Camaro. It was probably July-ish. You know, he had to do motor plate, mid plate. It was a new engine, new heads, redoing the turbo kit, adding gear vendors to the transmission, had to tear apart the transmission to do that, changing up all the cooling system, gearing, like, I mean, it was a complete rebuild, in about 2 months' time. So he started with the motor plate and the mid plate. This was before I got sick, so I was over here a little bit helping, and I welded a little bit, and there's tons of measuring, lining up, like there's a lot of work to, you know, putting motor plate and mid plate, because he used to just have traditional motor mounts. So he gets that done, and then I get the Rona, so I'm kind of out of commission, and now he's like, well, crap, I got to build a turbo kit, and like, Joe was supposed to help me, and now Joe's just sitting in bed all day.
I didn't say any of that.
I think you said all that.
Oh.
But anyways, no. So he got new headers, and he's doing 2 1/4. He needed more room, and like for the power level, didn't need the 2 1/2. So he goes through and starts building up this turbo kit and tacking it all together. And I mean, just tons of work on the hot side. He changed up the housing on the turbo, needed a new downpipe, just tons and tons and tons of work. Like, we'd go on forever. He was moving the transmission cooler. It used to be in front of the radiator. And he was having some heating issues with the original motor. So we're like, well, we know we need it cooling better. Just tons and tons of work. Like, I would bore you to death if I said everything we did in the last 6 to 8 weeks. And I say we loosely, mostly Brady. I've been here almost every night the last week or two, just doing like odds and ends, welding and eating ice cream or whatever. But so here we are. So now 2 weeks ago, I guess, let me pass on the camera so you're not just staring at this blankly. There you go. So, actually, do you need to see that? You probably need to see that. You can turn that back around. So, 2 weeks ago, you got the car running, right? Mm-hmm. And then we started driving it, just really the car. We're trying to drive it. And we're already running into heating issues again. Like, oh my gosh, here we go again. It's hot in Texas. It's 100 degrees outside. It is what it is. We're trying to pop the hood, taking the hood off and redirecting air. We help a little bit, but it's still questionable.
It just wouldn't cool off in town. Once you get off the highway, it was heat soaked and it just wouldn't cool down.
So, and that's the car alone. That guy right there is the trailer we got towed too. So we're like, oh my gosh. So we finish up the trailer hitch and we get that on there, and sure enough, like, it's too hot. It's not gonna work. So 2 weeks ago, it's overheating, we're not doing what we want to do, but we're like, we gotta go to the drag strip. Like, we at least need to make some passes to make sure it runs. When it was running last time, it never made a pass. So we're like, fine, whatever, we don't care if it overheats with the drag strip, let's go to the drag strip. So we go to Emerald Dragway. First pass, like, I got nothing, I'm doing the tuning on it, I got like no power in it. It's like, let's A to B, no boost, like, it's like 7 pounds of boost or something, no boost, just go to A to B, 2-step works, trans brake works, let's make sure it shifts. Let's just make sure everything's good. So sure enough, everything's good. It runs a terrible slow time, we don't care. We're just making sure it's good. So then the second pass, I'm like, okay, let's add a little bit of power to it. And I think the second pass, I'm like, 12 or 14 pounds of boost. Add a few pounds of boost, and we up the launch. We're just trying to get it to go a little bit. And sure enough, like, it runs like a 10.0 or something. It's still terrible. I thought it'd be a little quicker, but this is a baby motor and a lot smaller turbo than what was on mine. I had a big turbo, so 5 pounds of boost on mine would give some mile an hour. These little turbos, they need a little more work. So, I'm like, okay, we get it. It's gonna take a little bit. Keep in mind, we're in Amarillo, high altitude, cars are slow here. So the third pass, like, okay, I'm gonna put some boost in it, 20 plus pounds of boost. I put a little timing in, we get a little more aggressive with the launch, and it launches great. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be where we need to be going. Throttle kit and brakes. So here we are. We got 2 passes on the car. Throttle kit's broke. Can't make any more passes. So we're done. So then we know it's still overheating. So Brady takes everything back apart, the turbo kit and the radiator and the fans and everything, and is upgrading it all. So he puts big 13-inch fans. They flow almost double what the old fans did. He had a pusher-puller type setup. Now there's just 2 huge pushers. He built this awesome shroud to get all the airflow going through the radiator, bought a new radiator and a different style pump, and redid the lines, hot wrapped or heat wrapped everything, the turbo kit and stuff. So tons of work. So now here we are, 2 days before we're supposed to leave for Rocky Mountain Race Week. And the car just started running again, 2 days before we're supposed to leave. And he went and drove it with that big heavy trailer, and it's cooling fine, right? How'd it do?
Yeah, it ran 198 degrees at 65, 70 mile an hour. So I was pretty happy. The big thing was when I got into Canyon or got back into Amarillo, it dropped 10 degrees sitting at a traffic light. Before, it would heat soak on the highway and it just wouldn't cool off sitting in traffic. So I'm really confident that it's not going to overheat on us when it's 98 degrees in Enos on Tuesday or Monday.
Very cool. So yeah, the last time, like, coolant temps would be 235 plus, going 55, 60 miles an hour. Like, coolant temps were out of control and they wouldn't ever catch back up. It'd just keep going. So now it's cooling down when we get into town, which you need. Like, when you slow down and you're at stoplights, let it cool down a little bit. He does have the gear vendor's overdrive, so he's able to do 65, 70 miles an hour with a power glide.
2,500 RPM.
Yeah, no, super cool. That's helping a ton on the heat. So here we are, 2 days away, and now, everything seems good, so it's a frantic mess. Like, I'm taking these guys' time up by making this video, but I wanted to make the video and let you guys know, hey, we're doing Rocky Mountain Race Week. It starts this Sunday. I'm hoping to post this Friday. Rocky Mountain Race Week starts Sunday. It's in Noble, Oklahoma. We start there, we do tech, and then we race that night. And then Monday morning we do the drive. The schedule, I'll put the schedule up here, but we start in Thunder Valley in Oklahoma. And then we drive. Monday is Texas Motorplex in Enos. Tuesday is Tulsa Raceway Park in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wednesday is Granada Springs or something in Kansas. It's near Wichita, I think.
Yes.
It's in that area. Southern tip of Kansas is Wednesday. And then Thursday is back in Noble, Oklahoma. So I hope to film the day's events through the day, edit at night, and then post the video the next morning. That's my plan. So hopefully Monday morning, there will be a video of our experience on Sunday and making passes and going through tech and doing everything. Taking you guys along for the ride. I think there's going to be really cool content. Like, I remember watching someone else's video through a Rocky Mountain Race Week a year or two ago, and I couldn't wait for the next video to post the next day.
Right.
Like, super cool. I don't know whose cars I'm going to be filming, how busy we're going to be. We may be broke down on the side of the road the first day. I don't know, but I think it could be a lot of fun, and we want to film all this. I almost wish we'd have filmed more of the push to get ready, but we didn't know if we were going to make it. So it's
been a long 6 weeks.
It's been super long, more for him. It's just tons of time to get the car ready. And so I didn't film any of that because I didn't know, a couple weeks ago, the odds were pretty low that we were going to be making it.
If the car wouldn't cool going to Canyon and back,
done.
then there was no point in taking on a 1,000-mile road trip and hit 5 different drag strips, regardless of what kind of times it runs. So, but no, I've been super meticulous and been thorough and tried to spend a lot of time on attention to detail to get everything right so we're not broke down on the side of the road in the middle of the night. But parts fail, things happen, stuff breaks, heat's the killer. So I'd be really curious to know I would think we're going to be broke down fixing something at some point. So
sure.
might not be a bad idea to leave a comment how many miles before we're broke down working on this thing.
No, that's not a good
flat
bet.
tire or whatever.
Yeah, I like that. But he's got a big trailer. He's bringing tons of spare parts. Brady likes to be prepared. So, I mean, spare starters, spare plug wires, spare alternator. Like, he's got tons of spare parts, tires, and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to have tons of spare parts. It's a big trailer, generator fans, all this cool stuff we're going to be towing with us. I'm excited. Like, we're in the limited street class. It's an 850 cap class, so you can't go that fast. But we're not really worried about trying to go fast, really. I mean, if we could just run single-digit passes all week, our goal is to complete Rocky Mountain Race Week. The week. That's all we care about.
That's what they say. For the first year, just plan on finishing. And then the second year,
who cares?
Try to be competitive, try to win.
Yeah, we'd like to run some decent times. We're competitive people, but at the end of the day, our focus is getting from point A to point B with the streetcar and making passes. Like, I don't know, it's gonna be fun making the cruise. Yeah, I don't know. We're both looking forward to it. We need some sleep. He more so than me. But so yes, follow along, leave some comments, share this, like. Yeah, I think this video series is going to be awesome. Just follow along, and we will see you guys hopefully Monday morning.